Stop scrolling. Someone in your life right now wants what you have. But here is the part that will keep you awake tonight. They don't want to get it for themselves. They want you to lose it. That is envy. And it never looks like the movies. No green skin, no evil laugh, no dramatic music. It looks like a friend who smiles too wide, a coworker who asks too many questions, a family member who always notices your new things but never celebrates them. You are about to see 7 hidden signs that someone envies you, and by the end, you will understand why their silence is louder than any insult ever could be. Before we walk through the 7 signs, let me ask you something honest. Have you ever told someone good news and felt the room get cold? Not angry, not rude, just cold. The temperature didn't change, but something changed. You couldn't prove anything. You couldn't point to a single word they said wrong, but you walked away feeling smaller, lighter in a bad way, like someone had quietly borrowed your joy and forgot to return it. That is envy. Carl Jung called it the shadow emotion. Do you know why? Because most people will never admit they envy you. Not to you, not to their friends, not even to themselves when they look in the mirror at night. Envy is shameful. It means acknowledging that someone else has something you don't. And the human ego would rather hide than feel that lack. So instead of saying, "I envy you," their behavior shifts. Small cracks appear in how they treat you. Tiny betrayals, micro-expressions, words that feel wrong but sound right. And if you don't know what to look for, you will spend years thinking you did something wrong. You will replay conversations. You will wonder if you are too sensitive. You will apologize for your own success. But here is the truth the signs will reveal. You didn't do anything wrong. They just can't stand your light. Let's walk through the 7 signs one by one slowly so you never miss them again. Sign number 1. They downplay your success immediately. The first sign is the easiest to spot once you know what to listen for. You share good news, a promotion at work, a new home you saved years for, a happy relationship that makes you feel safe, and instead of saying congratulations, they say something else, something that sounds like concern but feels like rain on your parade. Listen to these examples. "That's nice, but you know the economy is bad right now, don't you?" Or, "Wow, I hope you can afford the taxes on that place." Or the classic that never changes, "Must be nice." 3 small words. Must be nice. They sound innocent, but what they really mean is, "You don't deserve this, and I resent that you have it." Notice carefully. They never celebrate with you. They add a shadow to your sunshine. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote something you should remember. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. But here, the injury is not obvious. There is no punch, no scream. It's a damp towel thrown over your joy. Slow, quiet, effective. Over time, you stop sharing good news with that person. You don't decide to stop. You just feel tired every time you try. That exhaustion is not random. That is exactly what they want. Your silence feels like their victory. Let me give you a very practical example so you never miss this sign. Imagine you buy a used car. You are proud. You saved cash. You negotiated hard. A coworker sees it in the parking lot and says, "Nice car. My uncle had the same model. Engine blew up at 50,000 miles. Then they smile and walk away. You stand there feeling confused. The confusion is the sign. You didn't feel celebrated. You felt warned. A happy person celebrates you. An envious person educates you on why your happiness is temporary. That is sign number 1. Watch for it this week. You will see it. Sign number 2. They copy you, but never acknowledge it. The second sign is strange because on the surface, it looks like flattery. imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. You have heard that your whole life. But that saying is incomplete. Imitation is flattery only when the person admits they are imitating you, when they say, "I love your style, so I got something similar." That is admiration. That is connection. But when they copy you in silence, when they refuse to acknowledge where they got the idea, that is not flattery. That is theft wrapped in envy. Here is what this looks like in real life. They start wearing similar clothes to yours. Not exactly the same, but close enough that people might confuse your styles. They pick up your hobbies. You start painting on weekends. 2 months later, they have art supplies and post online about being creative since childhood. You know they never painted before. You feel a pinch of irritation. That pinch is the truth. They book the same vacation you just took. They use your phrases. Your inside jokes become their public vocabulary. But when you notice and say, "Hey, you got the same jacket as me," what do they say? They say, "What? No, I've had this for years." Or, "Everyone has this." Or, "I don't even know where you shop." Do you see the pattern? They cannot admit they followed you. Why? Because Friedrich Nietzsche understood this perfectly. He said, "The gaze of envy is the most dishonest of all." Envy wants what you have but refuses to thank you for the inspiration. Thanking you would mean admitting you are ahead, and their ego cannot handle that. So they steal quietly your style, your ideas, your routines, your vocabulary, and they call it coincidence. Why does this matter to your life right now? Because when someone copies you without credit, they are not learning from you. They are not admiring you. They are slowly erasing you. Your uniqueness becomes their disguise, and if you don't notice, you will start to feel invisible, even in your own interests. You will feel like nothing is yours anymore. That feeling is not paranoia. That feeling is the slow disappearance of your identity, one borrowed jacket at a time. Sign number 3, they enjoy your failures a little too much. The third sign is the most painful because it hides behind a mask of concern. This is where envy gets truly cruel. You lose something important, a job you loved, a relationship you invested years in, a competition you trained months for. You are hurting. You are vulnerable. You tell this person because they are supposed to be close to you. And then you see it. Their face lights up for half a second, a tiny flash of relief, a micro-smile, before they force their lips into a frown and say, "Oh no, that's terrible. That half second, that is envy leaking out." Then they speak, and what they say is worse than silence. "Oh no, that's terrible, but honestly, I always thought that job was too much pressure for you." Or, "Maybe it's for the best. You seemed really stressed lately." Or, "I knew something was off about that relationship. You were too different." Listen to the structure. They are not helping you. They are not holding space for your pain. They are relieved, because your failure just closed the gap between you and them. Research in social psychology draws a distinction between 2 types of envy. Benign envy says, "I want what you have, so I will work harder. I will learn from you. I will rise." Malicious envy says, "I want what you have, so I want you to lose it. I don't care if I gain. I just need you to fall." Let me give you a story you might recognize. You tell a friend that your small business lost a big client, a client that was half your income. You are scared. They say, "That's rough." Then they text you 3 times the next day to check in. But the check-ins feel strange. How are you really doing? Are you okay financially? What are you going to do now? They are not worried. They are hungry. They are collecting details like souvenirs from your disaster. A true friend says, "That hurts. I'm here. What do you need?" An envious friend says, "Tell me everything," with a smile they cannot hide. Watch for the hunger. It never looks like kindness. Sign number 4. They give you backhanded compliments. The fourth sign is a classic. You have probably received hundreds of these in your life without knowing their real name. The backhanded compliment. It sounds nice on the surface. It uses positive words, but underneath, it is a small cut. A paper cut on your self-esteem. You don't bleed, but you feel it. Here are examples you will recognize immediately. You're so brave to wear that. Translation. That looks strange, and I would never wear it. I wish I had your confidence to post photos like that. Translation. You should be more ashamed of yourself. You're lucky you don't care what people think. Translation. You are broken in a way I am not. You look so much better now. You were getting a little, before. Translation. I noticed your flaws, and I'm glad you finally fixed them. Do you hear the poison? Carl Jung called this the negative confession. The person cannot say, I envy you, because that would make them the villain in their own story. So they dress the poison in sugar. They wrap the insult in a smile, and because the words are technically positive, you feel crazy for feeling hurt. You stand there confused. They said, I look better. Why do I feel worse? That confusion is the proof. That is the sign. Let me make this practical. You lose weight. You feel healthy. You are proud of the work you put in. They see you and say, wow, you look so much better now. You were getting a little heavy there for a while. They smile. You feel smaller. That is the mechanism. They raise you slightly so they can lower you more. The net effect is never positive. You walk away from a compliment feeling worse than before you heard it. That is how you know it wasn't a compliment. It was an envy attack dressed up as kindness. Why is this dangerous over time? Because after enough backhanded compliments, you start avoiding their presence. You don't decide to avoid them. You just feel tired when you see their name on your phone. You feel a knot in your stomach before they arrive. Your intuition is not wrong. It is just tired of being ignored. Listen to it. That knot is the seventh sign trying to become the first. Sign number 5. They minimize your problems and your pain. The fifth sign is the opposite of what most people expect. You would think an envious person would celebrate your failures. We already covered that. But they also do something stranger. They minimize your suffering. You say, I have been really exhausted lately. Work is crushing me. They say, you don't know exhaustion until you have my life. I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. You say, I am struggling with this project. It's really hard. They say, at least you have a project. Some of us are stuck doing nothing because of the economy. Notice what is happening. They are turning your pain into a competition. Your exhaustion is not valid because theirs is worse. Your struggle is not real because someone else has it harder. But here is the secret. They don't actually believe that. They are not trying to help you feel better. They are trying to silence you, because if your problems are real, then you are human. And if you are human, then your successes are earned. And they cannot accept that. So they must make your pain smaller than theirs. They must shrink you so they don't have to feel small themselves. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But an envious person does not want you to find strength. They want power over your perception. They want you to believe you don't deserve sympathy. They want you to believe your struggles are nothing, so you stop asking for help. Let me give you a story you have lived. You mention a tough week at a family dinner. Before you finish your second sentence, someone interrupts with a longer, harder story about their own life. Oh yeah? Last week my car broke down, my kid got sick, and my boss yelled at me. You feel silenced. You stop sharing. That is their victory. You didn't even notice the victory happened. You just felt tired. A healthy person makes space for your pain. They listen. They ask questions. They don't compete. An envious person replaces your pain with their own, not because they are struggling more, because they cannot stand you having any attention at all. Even sad attention, especially sad attention. Sign number 6. They disappear when you succeed, but return like a shadow when you struggle. The 6th sign is about presence and absence. It is about a strange pattern you may have noticed but never named. Watch carefully who shows up when you fail, and who vanishes when you succeed. An envious person has a very specific schedule. You get a raise at work. They are suddenly very busy. You buy a house. They don't return your call for 2 weeks. You post a happy photo on social media. They scroll past without a like. They go silent. But the moment you post something sad, the moment you share a loss, the moment your voice cracks, they text you immediately, thinking of you. I had a feeling something was wrong. I'm here for you. They are not back because they care. They are back because your pain makes them feel equal to you again. Research on social comparison theory shows that people with high levels of envy constantly monitor your status. They have an internal barometer. When you rise, their barometer drops, and they feel irritated, so they distance themselves. When you fall, their barometer rises, and they feel relief. So they return. Let me make this real. You share a big achievement on social media, a certification, a book launch, a medal. 8 people comment congratulations. Not them. They are silent. 2 months later, you post about a difficult breakup, a loss, a failure. They are the first to message. I am so sorry. Let's get coffee. I need to see you. You meet for coffee. And here is the test. Do they actually talk about your pain? No. Within 10 minutes, they are saying things like, I always knew that person wasn't right for you, or you deserve better anyway. They are not healing you. They are confirming their own superiority. They are feeding on your failure like a meal, and they will disappear again the moment you stand back up. Watch for the pattern. It never lies. Sign number 7. They compare you to others, constantly, relentlessly. The 7th and final sign is the most hidden. It is the most dangerous because it looks like conversation. It sounds like normal talk, but beneath the surface it is a slow poison. This person never compares you to yourself. They never say, wow, look how much you have grown compared to last year. They never say, you are so much stronger than you used to be. Instead, they compare you to others, constantly, relentlessly. Your sister is so successful, don't you think? She just bought her 2nd house. Remember your old friend from college? I saw she just got promoted again. Look at how fit that person is. You used to be in such good shape. They are not making conversation. They are placing you on a ladder where you never feel good enough. Why? Because if you are always looking sideways at someone else, you will never feel secure in your own life. And an insecure person is easy to control, easy to silence, easy to dismiss. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote something you should tattoo on your memory. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. Envy does the same thing to adults. It trains you to measure yourself against others, so you forget to measure yourself against yesterday. Your only real competition is the person you were 1 year ago, but an envious person will never remind you of that, because your growth threatens them. Let me give you an example. You show them a painting you made. You are proud. It took you 20 hours. They look at it and say, it's nice, but have you seen what Sarah is doing on Instagram? Hers are amazing, like professional level. You feel deflated. You didn't ask about Sarah. You asked about your painting. They didn't criticize you directly. They redirected you to someone better. Over time, you stop showing them anything. You stop sharing your work. You stop sharing your joy. That is the goal. Your silence becomes their peace. And you are left wondering why you feel so alone in a room full of people. Why this matters more than the other signs. Constant comparison is slow poison. It steals your ability to enjoy your own small victories. It makes you feel behind even when you are running your own race. And the person doing it knows exactly what they are doing. They may not wake up thinking, "I will destroy them with comparison today," but their envy drives them. And the result is the same. You feel smaller. They feel bigger. That is the transaction. And you never agreed to it. Let me stop here and tell you something that might change how you sleep tonight. If someone envies you, it is not your fault, and it is not your problem to fix. Carl Jung said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." That is true. We should look at our own shadows. But here is the other side. Their envy is their shadow, not yours. You did not ask for it. You did not earn it through bad behavior. You earned it through existence, through showing up, through growing, through surviving when they expected you to stay still. You do not need to dim your light so they can feel brighter. That is not kindness. That is self-destruction wearing a martyr's robe. Marcus Aurelius would remind you of this every morning if he could. How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself. Envy wants you to look sideways, to compare, to doubt, to shrink. Peace wants you to look forward, to your own path, to your own small improvements, to your own definition of enough. The 7 signs we just walked through are not an excuse to become paranoid. They are not a permission slip to accuse everyone of secretly hating you. They are a tool, a lens. Now you see what was always there. The cold room after good news, the half-second smile at your failure, the compliment that stung, the silence when you rose, the sudden attention when you fell. You are not crazy, you were just unarmed. Now you are not. So what do you actually do with this information? You do not need to confront anyone. You do not need to post a quote about envy on social media. You do not need to make a scene at the next family dinner. Drama feeds envy. Silence starves it. Here are 3 small, practical steps that change everything without a single argument. First, stop volunteering information. Envy feeds on data. The less they know about your successes and your failures, the less ammunition they have. When they ask, "What is new?" give them nothing. Say, "Not much. You." That is a complete sentence. That is a locked door. You are not being rude. You are being wise. Second, watch their face, not their words. Words lie. Words are rehearsed. But the face is fast. The face leaks. A micro-expression of disappointment when you share good news. A tiny flash of relief when you share bad news. A half-second smile that does not reach their eyes. Believe what you see, not what you hear. The eyes are older than language. They remember how to tell the truth even when the mouth has forgotten. Third, and this is the hardest one, stop seeking their approval. We all want the people in our lives to celebrate us. That is human. That is beautiful. But if someone has shown you sign after sign, year after year, stop asking for water from an empty well. Their approval will never come, not because you are not enough, because they are incapable. Their envy is a wall. You cannot knock it down by being more impressive. You can only walk away from it. Let them be uncomfortable with your success. That is their work to do, not yours. You have enough work already. You are building a life. You do not have time to also manage their resentment. You now know 7 signs that someone envies you. But here is the truth that keeps people watching until the end. Sometimes the person who envies you is not a friend, not a coworker, not an acquaintance from the past. It is someone much closer, someone you eat dinner with, someone you sleep next to, someone whose name is on your lease. And that person is the most dangerous of all, because you never see them coming. My next video reveals exactly that. The one person who secretly envies you most, and you would never guess. Click on the screen now, before the feeling fades, because envy wears a familiar face, and you deserve to know whose smile is hiding a shadow. Subscribe if you want to keep seeing what others miss. The door is open, but now you know who to let through, and more importantly, who to watch from across the room.